We're back for another one. All right, let me see. Let me see what YouTube looking like. Then we'll start the show. We'll start this shit show. Get at least one or two people on here, and then I'll start it. I'm precisely, or somebody usually pop in about around this time. Hopefully, Lamont Davis pop in today. Let me get my shout outs early. Shout out to Don Dig 205. You can catch him on Twix at 12:22. I always say 12:22, but it's around that. That's like roughly around 12:20 ish. But 12:22 a.m. I know it's late at night. Just pop in and pop out if you're up getting a glass of water or sneaking a snack. But that's when he does his show because he the Midwest. Um and Don D 205 TV on Instagram and Don D 205 on Twitter X. Give them support. Shout out to everybody that I'm giving y'all shout outs early. Shout out to everybody that watched this show and support me. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to the developers that watch this show. I know this show can be a little too much for y'all, but I appreciate y'all still listening. I just want y'all to hear me out. I wish I could get developers on here. Developers are not like they used to be. Developers don't, usually a developer will hop on here real quick. They would hop on here and they'll talk and have all type of conversations. Now everything they have to kind of fill out the questions. See what kind of questions you're gonna ask them, and then they gotta hand it to I forget the person, but they hand it to a person and they gotta look at it, then they gotta see who's actually asking the questions and stuff like that. So that's what makes it hard to get developers on here. But I know at some point I'm gonna get some developers on here, even if it's Love Seat Shorty, even if it's the guys that's doing the I keep forgetting the name of that game, and what's called Claimer Uncut promised me an interview. The guys that's making Tell of the Tape, the guy disrespected me. I show nothing but respect to everybody that's making a game. But their thing is, once I say the kind of game that I like, they always feel that I'm attacking them. I'm not attacking you. But I can't sit up there and pretend. That's one thing about me. I can't pretend that I like something and I don't like it. Or I come straight out and tell everybody what kind of game I like. But I will support you. I will support what you do. Like Jeff. Jeff got a 2D side scroll, but I support Jeff. I can see I playing this game when I'm like I got to be super bored or bored, but I support Jeff. Jeff got a 2D side scroller game. It looked interesting, but it's not for me. It's definitely not for me. I support anybody that's making a boxing game because it helps the sport. A lot of y'all really don't think it helps the sport. It really does help the sport. The more fans we get for the sport, the more things we get out of the sport. And I think I'm gonna start off a little early on the topic, what I want to talk about too. And I know y'all gonna say, "Oh, Poe, you gonna run that topic in the ground." Yes, I am. Yes, I am. It's gonna be like it's to me. It's like me. Like I got sponsors, or I'm talking about an advertisement, and this advertisement and the sponsor is me. I'm sponsoring myself. We need a survey. We definitely need a survey. For the people that's saying it doesn't work, it seemed like somebody got into y'all head. Surveys work 100%. Surveys force the publishers and the investors to put money into what fans want. Surveys push investors and publishers to put money. They know where their money going out. Say, oh, that's what they want. Oh, we ain't got to waste our money on stuff that we don't need to waste our money on. Then they see, and this is the thing that I think people are scared to see on a survey. That's why they don't want a survey. They don't want to see the fan base. Who's the fan base? Who's the largest fan base? Who's the larger um online or offline? Who's larger? People don't want to see that. I say the offline is larger. But if you get an online person, they will tell you different. When it comes to certain games, yes, the online is larger. But overall, when it comes to certain games, not at all. The offline is larger. And the company thing, and this the thing I'm gonna keep saying too. A company think they can force somebody to play online. That's not gonna happen. People love, and these the things that play into people loving offline. The creation mode, the career mode, all those things. Yeah, you can have an online career mode. Yeah, creation modes could be online too. But still, people love personalized space. They like to have their own. They like to do what they, hey, make them both. Make online career mode for online. But don't try to force anybody to play like that. Y'all think is y'all trying to bully somebody into playing a certain way. And you know what? I hate bullies. I hate bullies. That's why I always attack EA and stuff like that. I hate bullies. When I was in school, I was the bully destroyer. I was the bully destroyer. It didn't take much for me to fight somebody. A bully gonna only go but so far with me. My mother told me not to fight in school, but you keep poking. You poke the bear too much, you're gonna come back with a nub. And my thing is, y'all, the younger generation, y'all. And I hate to keep saying it, y'all give up too easy. Y'all give up too easy, and then y'all say, "Well, I know how they think. I know what they. We just got to give them a chance." Come on, man, we gave them a chance. Why are you giving somebody? And this the thing. Why are you giving somebody a chance when the blueprint was already there? We have all these sports games that came before Steel City made a game. We had what's the name of it? Fight Night Champion. You supposed to have made the game better than what Fight Night Champion was. Yes, I got people that will argue my head off and say, hey, this game is better than Fight Night Champion. That's a hard sell. And I know Fight Night Champion was a more complete game. Undisputed is not a finished game that we pay. Some of us paid $70, $80 or more. If I paid $10 or $5, still, if that's what you were supposed, I mean, that was your charging price, and you still gave us an incomplete game. You don't. A good company does not give their customers a bad game. A good company does not move on to a part 2 when the first part is still damaged. The first part is broken. You supposed to show fans that, hey, all right, we're gonna fix the game enough so y'all could say that we're gonna get a better game the next time. But Steel City abandoned the game. And then they went on a promotional tour. How does that even make sense? You're promoting a broken game that you literally said. And I know the investors and everybody, they mad at Ash Habib. That's one thing y'all can't get mad at Ash about. Ash would tell you stuff that they probably didn't want him to say. Ash basically be wanting y'all to bail him out, but y'all don't. Ash be saying stuff, and I'm like, yo, man, that ain't what you said before. You said you were not going to back down. You was not going to let anybody change your vision. And Ash could come on this show, and he could call me a liar or not. But that's what Ash said. He said, I do not want investors that's going to change my company, change my vision. That's what he was scared of. And he said, if anything, I'm going to hold on to creative control. But what's the use of having creative control when you got people in your studio that's on the side of the people that you don't want to take control of your game? It's sad. It's like, see, it's my attachment to what's going on is different from everybody else, because I literally have faith in that. So I was like, yeah, I was happy and everything. I had faith in him. I was his number one cheerleader, and I hate calling myself a cheerleader. Yeah, they got male cheerleaders, but still, that's not me. But I was cheerleading and everything. I was all for him. Every move that he was making, and I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And then you seen things start changing. Then you start from people on the outside looking in that don't know anything about game development. They don't realize all the things that Steel City was doing slick. Shout out to Boxing Lounge. Appreciate you coming through. Yeah, a lot of people don't understand game development. When Steel City in the beginning, they were doing slick stuff. It wasn't Ash. It was people that he allowed to take control. When he was talking about, yeah, we had the referee in the ring and stuff like that. EA and every other company that I know of or I worked with, they still worked on the referee. Even though it had problems behind the scenes, you still worked on the referee. But the person that's in the studio that y'all know, He's the reason why the referee's not in the game. And I know it's him because I remember when I was working with EA or volunteering with EA, but I still had insight of what was going on. EA didn't want referee in the ring. They didn't want a referee in the ring because they said it slows down the action from what they wanted. Because EA, like I keep telling y'all, a lot of people say different, but you going off of your feelings. I'm going off of what I know. It's crazy when you argue with somebody that knows something and you're going off of what you think or feel. EA did not want a referee in the ring because they said the referee slows down the action. And you know what happened? That's what Steel City did. And guess who worked at EA? Guess who worked at EA? He was there with them discussions. He heard those discussions. They could have put a referee in the ring. Why is it that Love C Shorty has a referee in the ring? Why is it that these indie companies have referees in the ring? Why is it that they have all these veteran developers and still no referee in the ring? Because it's intentionally done for them not to have a referee in the ring. The clinching is intentionally not in the game. They could have still been working on the clinching. But clinching slows down the action. But you can't say you got an authentic boxing game or a realistic boxing game if you don't have all the things that's part of boxing. People can complain all they want. If you're making a boxing game, it has to have what is boxing. If they don't want these things, give them the options. If they want to do that on their personal time. Hey, I don't want a referee in the ring. Toggle it off. Hey, I don't want clinching. Toggle it off. That's all you got to do. But they don't want to give us options. That's the craziest part. Why can't you give people options? We're in 2026. We in 2026. We're not in 2005. We're not in 1990. Yo, it's crazy. Options, sliders. Why don't we have sliders, especially for offline, for the creator boxing mode? It's like they just shut down working on the offline mode. Then they start shutting down working on the online mode. And a lot of y'all don't know it, but a bad offline equals a bad online. If y'all know game development, a bad offline equals a bad online. Let me see. Boxing Now say authentic track and field with gloves in 2.5 minute rounds. See, if people gonna run, at least give us the options to be able to stop them from running. Give us the things that stops people from running. If you got somebody like so-called, like how y'all say Shakur Stevens runs and stuff, or certain people run, give us the options to be able to cut off the ring. Give us the options to really know how the boxers look like they're throwing body shots. The body shots look realistic. Body shots don't even look. The body shots in Knockout Kings look better than what we got here. A game, how many years ago was Knockout Kings? 20 years ago? Looked it better than what we got now. And that's sad. Give me a second, y'all. Yeah, it's crazy. Let me see. What you mean by 23? Boxing Lounge? Ted, I need at least one more person in here before I start going off of my script. Let me see. Oh man. Yeah, what you mean by 23? Oh, yeah. Knockout Kings. Dad. 23 years ago. Thanks. I was gonna look it up too. Thanks. That I didn't even really want to know that 23 years ago. That jump went fast too. That went fast. Dad, you sure it was 23 years ago? Because my son, he just turned, he'll be 26 this year. Dad, gone. My son was around when Knockout Kings. Dad, my son was around when Knockout Kings was out. Matter of fact, he was. And I remember. He was little though. Yes, but my thing is and there's another thing that it gets me upset about. People, they defend the developers too much. My thing is, when you make it uneasy for the developers, they try to do better. There was 3 games spanning from yeah. I know I'm clear. I had them all. No, I think it's one of them I didn't get, but I got the majority of them. Because my thing is, I was critiquing them heavy. When the developers, you guys, all them developers for the Knockout Kings to the Fight Night series, I was on them. Even Kudo, I can't say his last name, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Kudo with the shades, thinking he was a movie star. He even said, "Man, you stayed on me." He said, "Daggone, you stayed on me." I think I talked to him like 2 years ago, or 2 or 3 years ago. I was like, "What's up, Kudo?" He said, "Poe." He said, "Yo, I remember you." Yeah, let me see. All right, I was trying to wait for somebody else, a couple of more people to pop in, but I'm gonna do like I usually do, because once I start reading, it seems like they come from out of nowhere. All right, let me start on this script that I wrote. All right. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Poe and the Community Speaks. Today, we're getting to something that gets overlooked, ignored, and honestly disrespected in modern sports gaming. Offline modes, not side content, not filler, not will added later. And I know I'm gonna get into the online mode. But today I'm talking about offline. I'll be a fool to talk about online before I talk about offline because I'm not an online person. But I got a lot of content for online. So bear with me and we'll get through this. All right. Offline modes are the foundation, the backbone, the long-term survival system of a boxing game. If a boxing game doesn't get this right, it doesn't matter how good the graphics look, how flashy the punches are, or how strong online is on day one. That game will fade. Today, we're breaking it all down. Why offline matters. What mode should exist? What features should support them? And how all of it connects to realism, replayability, and long-term player retention. Let's get into it. Let's start with reality. Most players are not online. They don't want lag. They don't want exploits. They don't want toxic matchmaking. They want control. They want real boxing simulation, strategic fights, career building, AI versus AI testing, customization freedom. Offline is where realism is tested, AI is exposed, systems are proven, longevity is built. Online might sell the game, offline is what keeps it alive. This is not optional. These are must-have systems. Career mode, deep simulation. This is your flagship. Should include amateur to pro pipeline, promoter, manager, trainers, contract negotiations, rankings and sanctioning bodies, injuries, layoffs and comebacks, gym selection and training camps, rivalries and storylines. See, when you got these storylines and these rivalries, that create the story mode. A lot of people keep asking, we need a story mode again. We need a story. No, y'all asking for the wrong things. Y'all asking for the wrong things. The story, even when I was talking to Brizzle, when Brizzle was telling me what Fight Night Champion was going to Champion 2 was going to look like, he was talking about it was going to have storylines. Fight Night Champion, the story in Fight Night Champion will segue into, I got what's called here. It looked like I got Aram in the place. Yep, Aram in the place. Let me see. What's up, Aram? Let me see what's going on. I might you might be. Let me see. Aram. I don't know. You might have to back out and come back in because I'm not hearing you.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, there, I can hear you now. Yeah, what's up, Aaron?
Hey, how's it going?
All right. Yeah,
it's been a minute since I've been on here.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Oh no.
it's good you back on. Everybody abandon ship. Yeah, we got. I was talking with what's his name? JMMA, and y'all got the same thought about the survey. And
Yeah.
and my
I,
thing, my
Go ahead.
thing about it is I'm not speaking from just a regular person. Like, that's why I be getting upset with, because y'all treat me like I'm like the regular person. I actually was in game development, and I literally talk to people every day that's in development. And that's what I keep trying to say. They want us to put out a survey. It's cheaper if Steel City, that's actually making a game, put out a survey and they can see it and they know what to invest their money in. If people gonna put hundreds of millions of dollars into making a video game, they need to know if it's worth it. That's what I'm saying. But everybody like, nah, your Mike. Oh, there you
No,
go.
I agree. It's just with Steel City, we've already had surveys, like multiple at that.
No, but
Like
what
if
they're doing, that's what they did is slick, and that's what EA used to do until I caught on and I told them about it. What they doing, it sounds good on paper, but when they got to do is the kind of surveying that it got to be a third party. It got to be a unbiased person, because they're gonna frame the questions like they already got their own ideas, and they're gonna make the questions make it seem like it's what you want, but it's basically what they already got. Now, if we get a survey, the publishers and the shareholders, they're going to see where their money going. So they're going to say, hey, this is what they want. We got to give it to them. So it forces the company to give the fans what they want. But with Steel City, they been slick about it. Let us see the results. All right, y'all doing the survey. Let us see the results. Not what y'all telling us the results is. That's the thing that I'm talking about.
Nah, and I get that. It's just I don't trust them when it comes to anything. Like even at even if you don't technically consider what they did, I think it was like probably like 4 to 5 months after launch. It was
Yeah.
like between December and January, and they have these like two little things where it's like it was basically a survey, in my opinion. It's just like at the end of basically them asking you questions about like what's wrong with the game in your opinion, or uh what level, like because they would have this number thing where it was like basically are you satisfied, are you
Yeah.
dissatisfied, and on the level of satisfied, is it an 8, is it a 10, or the level of satisfaction, was it a 1 to a 5. So like at the end of each of them, they would always say like what exactly is it that you would want us to do better, what exactly is it that you would what direction would you like to see basically for the game. And they did that 2 times in that
PR.
section of surveys that they had done last year, or 2 years ago technically. And it's like my thing is you have so much data basically says you have gone the wrong direction damn near since the beginning. It's bad when most of the community is essentially um at the same level of we are all dissatisfied with the direction of the game, and we've been dissatisfied ever since you launched the game. Like if we want to go back to the beta period and the early access period, like that's bad because that means every single thing that you've done since that period has been a regression.
Yeah.
And this game is literally like we have had so many people give so much information from you, me, JMA, MMA, and Juice and Darkseid. Like, we have had so many people fill in the lines, fill in the blanks, tell these devs what to do and what not to do, how to handle PR, how to handle the marketing aspect of things, how to talk to your community, how to do better. And it's like, even if you give these people all the information that they need to succeed, they're still going to find a way to digress. And that's been my issue, and why I've been so away from game, is because not only is it because of the state of the game, because
I can't hear you. You're saying something. I don't know if your mic.
my bad. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So basically, what I was trying to say is like, when you're in the Discord, you see a bunch of people and they ask the same questions. Is the updates for this game done? Is there any more DLC left? Is there any more boxers coming to the game? Did they sign any more boxers? Are they making any more modifications or improvements? And it's the same thing, and it happens literally every single day. So this is coming from the new branch of the community who got the game during the PS Play thing that they're doing. So it's just like, I get why you feel like a survey is gonna represent, but the reason why I just feel like it's just kind of useless is because look at who we've been talking to for the past few years. And not only have they dialed back when it comes to not progressing and not doing better, but they've also just completely put their community at ignored their community, the good portion of their community who know exactly what the game needs and what would make the game a better product overall. But they've just basically shown that they're incompetent. And a lot of people don't like that word because they feel like, oh, it's too mean. Oh, you got to be sensitive. Oh, you got to start thinking more about their feelings because they're humans. Well, you got a lot of human beings who are mad at this product. So how bad do you feel about the people who hate this product? So I don't know. I just, when it comes to these devs,
and
it's
we
just
get it for free. People are like, we got this game for free. Like, we didn't,
right.
Well, I did get it for free, but I still bought 2 or 3 more copies to give away. But
yeah, and I bought 2 copies. I bought a copy for a PlayStation, and I had gotten a copy for my PC handheld, and I hate each copy. So it's like, at the end of the day,
I used to defend.
It's just
game.
Like, I feel like these guys, huh?
I said I used to defend this game. I said, oh man, I can't defend this.
Me too. Hey, when Bees was popping off during early access, like right before launch, I was in there, but this was before I had gotten banned, because I've been banned I've been banned in that Discord like 5 times. It's like probably the longest spree that I have not been banned in that Discord. But like, right before launch, I was defending it because I don't know if a lot of the community or the people in the chat, I don't know if they remember. Basically, he would always be like, oh, they're gonna do really, really bad at launch. Everybody thinks that they're gonna come around and it's gonna be a better product and it's gonna be more improved. But he's like, they're faking, they're lying about their product. That's the reason why they've been so disconnected with their community for like the last, like, whenever they had basically a whole year layoff of they're just gonna improve the product, but they're not gonna communicate with the community. Like, he was just like basically trying to show us that whole time that the devs aren't going in the right direction. They're going in even worse direction. And I was defending it because at that point I was just like, just release the game. Like, we've been starving for a boxing game. We're all excited. We all want the same thing. But then it's like, as launch had started, like, and I started seeing more videos of how launch was going to look, I was like, oh no, this is going to be bad. Like, I thought it was going to be better. I thought with all that time that they had, And then whenever I saw the product at launch, and some of the game testers playing the game, I was like, oh no, no,
Yeah,
this is not what I envisioned. So I mean, it's just been basically it's been a back steps and back steps and back steps when it comes to production. And then when you think about their marketing team, the way that they manage the community, it's all been bad. Like if you're like, and I know that these people have lives outside of this game. Like that's not what's being asked. But the point is what are you doing even whenever you're not playing, or what are you doing whenever you're not in the Discord? You're not playing this game at all. Like you are not spending 5 minutes on this game whenever you don't have to be like involved with this game. You're involved with this game, and that's what people are calling out the community managers for. Like it's okay to be honest, to be like, oh well, I don't really play the game in my spare time. Like if that's true, that's true, because that's most of the community at this point. But like they want to try to make it seem like there's nothing wrong with the product. It's completely fine. The marketing team is great. The marketing team is we're all friends. We're you know, the video together in our time, and we're best friends and events too. Like they try to make it seem like this picture perfect story, and it's never that. It's always been basically a lie. They fabricate a lot of shit, and that's been, sorry for cussing, but that's been literally the span of this game. Just a fabrication. We want you to believe that we're gonna do something right, or we're gonna do something good, and it's never added up to actually being a better product. And that's why so many people dislike the devs. That's why so many people are coming at Ash whenever it comes to like
yeah,
Ash isn't completely innocent. He's also guilty.
yeah. I try to see it from the business point of view. Ash just buried himself. That's what I feel. But you allowed yourself to be buried because the conversation that we had, he said he refused to let anybody change his vision. And Will Kinsler came in there and he changed his vision. Because right after he was put in there, that's when things changed. I know it's Ash gang, but from the way me and Ash was talking, if I wanted to, that game could have been anything I wanted it to be. But my thing is, I was like, I don't know too much about this and knowing. I just wasn't sure about myself. I just wish I would have just said, all right, I'll be in there instead of Will. But I pushed Will in there. I said, hey, I know this guy from EA. He used to work with him. Maybe he can help you push your company a little further. And I didn't know he was gonna let him do the stuff he's doing now.
Right.
Then I see the people that he hired. I did my due diligence to see all the people that's on the team. Nobody on that team is a sports game developer. They never did a sports game. The closest they got to somebody that did a sports game was when they had Steve's did. He worked on, which to me, sports cars is not a sport, but that's the
Well, he
closest.
wasn't.
What'd you say?
He wasn't he wasn't he wasn't part of the development team. He was just
No,
he
yeah,
was just
but
like the community manager, right?
yeah, but the movement that Steve was making, I like how he was moving because he was moving like I was moving when I was with EA, when he was actually gathering data. That's what I was doing for EA. And with EA, at least EA told me, hey, Poe, we add your tendencies in there because the tendencies that's in there in the Fight Night Champion, those are my ideas. And I got that proven. That's proven. But they say they couldn't put all the tendencies or all the ideas in there because EA wanted them to prioritize the story mode. That's why to me, that's why the game is to them. They say the core game is incomplete. Even though a lot of people know how to work around it, the core game in Fight Night Champion is not complete. The story mode was the
Because it
main
was more
focus.
wrapped around the cinematic storyline theme
Yes,
than
exactly.
the actual root of the game.
Exactly. But it's still a better game than what, and I hate saying that it's a better game than Undisputed. Dog. And I hate saying that. Jokers at EA be
I, I
laughing at me.
I have not played the Fight Night Revival stuff at all. Like I watch it and stuff like that, and I appreciate what people are doing and stuff like that when it comes to, they're trying to give boxing fans, boxing gamers like an outlet because Undisputed failed a lot of people.
Yeah,
But when I watch it, I'm just like, I'd rather just play something else completely. Because
exactly,
like for
exactly,
me, it's like
exactly.
I'm so disappointed with this one game. Like I'd rather wait for somebody who's going to either come around and bring out a better iteration of what boxing is to the gaming scene than just keep playing replicas of just bullcrap. And
Yeah,
that's what I just feel like. I feel like a lot of it is just like you're just recycling old
garbage.
articles and old news cycles. Yeah, exactly. You're recycling garbage. And there's no, if you're going to continue to do that, people are going to start thinking that, oh, that's probably what they want then. So they do want that kind of style.
Yeah,
Then, I mean, I guess we
exactly.
kind of got to revert back to that. So
Yes,
then they're going to start doing less and less instead of progressing and trying to do things that are innovative, like how, Undisputed originally had sold itself whenever it was ESBC. It was basically, it was going to be innovative. It was supposed to be
yeah,
something
yeah,
brand new to the space. And whenever it did come out, ultimately it failed a lot of people because it didn't live up to really half of what it said it was going to. And then not
exactly.
only that, they started removing parts and aspects of what
Yup,
makes boxing boxing.
yup. And this the thing. People keep saying that it's the same game that was that video we saw. They say it's the same game. It's not the same game. The graphics are different. The movement is different. Do you
Yeah,
think
I
they're
mean
the same
they
thing?
no, I think they've taken out a lot of things, so I wouldn't say
Yeah,
it's the same thing. Like even Ash basically said in that interview
exactly.
with the
He
what do you
said
call it, the
content creator.
content creators, yeah, he basically said that they had steered away from what ESBC was because it wasn't viable for where they were basically trying to go. So I mean, like now it's like there's problems on top of problems, and not only do
Yeah,
you have the core mechanics of the game not being resolved and not being complete, but you also have the online issues that are just, it's just bad, and it's not boxing anymore. Like I mean, I played the game. I played the game 2 days ago, just because I wanted to play a boxing game, and I was the game is in a worse state than it was when I played it like over a month ago. So it's just like, people are gonna, they're gonna hang on to bad habits if it ultimately gives them the result that they're looking for. But it's so shameless to see how far the community has gone. Yet these are a lot of the people are the same people who are saying like, oh, we want them to bring back the core mechanics and the boxing and bring back the boxing. Like when you're playing the game by broken mechanics and broken methods in order to achieve a win, you're basically saying like it really doesn't matter the how shit the gameplay is. You like I'll do whatever it takes to win. Like spamming power body uppercuts that are elongated, and it makes no sense as to why it has more range than a freaking jab. Like it's stuff like that where it's just like I can't believe we've gone this far back and with this game. Like it gets worse and worse over time.
it
Like
does.
there's, of course they're not going to do anything to improve it. Of course they're not going to do anything to make it better. But at the same time, it's just like I don't know how you can not touch a product and it still get worse.
Yeah. And my thing is that the content creators they do these leagues. And Ash literally said the game was broke at that event. He said and I know that was a swipe at me too. He said, yeah, I talked to EA, people from EA and people from 2K. I say that all the time. So he said, I talked to people and they said that, when they looked at the game, they said, who did the coding it's nothing they can really do. And I said, every time they fix something, it breaks something else. So that right there tell you that we're not going to get anything better. We're not going to get anything better with this game. And my thing is, do we have faith in part 2?
I was literally just about to ask you about part 2. If they've left the game in this state and they feel like the best resolution is to just leave it alone and basically not talk to the community about what they're actually inevitably going to be doing once they have all their hiring positions filled. Do you I was gonna ask you, like, what is your opinion on what they're gonna do about 2?
I know the first thing they need to do, put out a survey.
You would say a survey. You would say a survey. But they already have so much data. That's my thing. Like,
it's scattered. It's what you call in the gaming industry. It's called scattered. They don't. If you ain't got nothing that other companies can look at or you can look at, it's just scattered. Because everything in the Discord, it floats to the bottom. And when I used to be a senior moderator and stuff, it's scattered. They're not, all that so-called data don't goes nowhere. But people like me, I used to collect all that data. That's why I had that wish list and I took a picture of it. Well, I didn't take a picture of it. Brizzle took a picture of it and let me know that he had it. He said, I got the wish list. He said, how many pages? He said when he printed it up, I think it was 56 or 100 pages, something like that. There was a lot of pages once he printed it out. But yeah, but that data you can't. That's why I want something like a survey. Other companies could see it, because there's a lot of people don't know. I could say how many companies, but I can't tell you the names or anything like that. It's like 3 companies that wanted to make a boxing game, especially when Steel City first came out. They got excited. It was 3 major companies. I say they're AA and AAA. They wanted to make a boxing game, but Steel City had to make sure they kept the player base up for at least a month. Do you know that the numbers dropped fast within that month? Yeah, they sold 1 million copies in a week, but the numbers dropped drastically in a month.
You mean the player base?
Yes, it dropped.
That's what you mean. Yeah.
It dropped drastically, and that scared them. They say, we was getting excited, but they can't keep it up. And I was trying to explain to them, say, well, you know why it's not saying that's you talking. You're one person. And I'm saying, but y'all trust me with everything else. But no, we got to have more than that. When it comes to millions of dollars, one person words don't mean anything to you. We got to have more content, because a lot of them, they even go on the websites. When y'all be in the Discord, and I don't know if they really saying it, but they have people that go in the websites and check, the Discords, the social medias, and they be sitting there listening and watching. But their thing is they like data. So they could say, look, we got 64%, they want this in the game, and we got 20% want this in the game. Like everybody keeps saying, the online community is bigger when it comes to the boxing games, which is false. The online is not bigger, because a lot of people like doing offline stuff, like they like the career mode and stuff like that. More people do that, and I did that. I did that quite a few times to see, and every time people vote, the offline always win. Because I used to even do it with EA. I used to give polls and stuff. But yeah, it's like that survey is more important than people think. We get at least 100 people to vote on that survey. It will bring attention. Even because look, even with the petition, when that's petition to get Will out of there, when that started getting attention, Will popped up in the Discord. So when they start seeing numbers, it could be once it get over 100, that means that's people, to them that's a lot. But that is stuck at 44. So they're like, people, nobody really thinking about anything. We're just giving what we want to give them. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to give us what they think is boxing, what they think we want. And what they're going to, they think about is a fighting game dressed up as a boxing game. That's what they're going to give us every time. Like even with
go ahead. There is a person with all the data in the world that is gonna, he's working on a boxing game right now in Claymore.
Yeah.
So,
Claymore Uncut, he looks at my stuff.
I mean, he's got not only years of data,
I say Claymore Uncut, he looks at my wish list and stuff like that, and even Love C Shorty say he looks at my stuff. He likes some of my ideas. So that right there, that says a lot. But my thing, I want us to, like, the whole community, like, data, so I could be like, look at this. Like, even I could show it to him. Like, look, you see what this survey says? Look right here, and I could like literally show it to them. But now we just sitting back and like hoping that Steel City do the right thing, or a company do the right thing. Or even with Claymore Uncut, he's only one person. He's not going to do but so much. It's going to take him a while to do anything major. And that's the thing. Claymore Uncut, he got a lot of good ideas. He's a good person and everything, but he's going to take forever to make.
You think it's going to take forever for him to release it?
Yeah, that thing's gonna take a while because one person can't do but so much with the ideas that he want and everything. I can't see him doing them. If he do it, hey, make me a liar. Make me a liar. Because hey, how many boxes he gonna put in there? 2 boxes. See, that's the stuff we got to think about. How deep is the game?
He said he was going to have basically it to where it was like you could make your own boxers. I think you could create your own boxer, and then he's got like some regular, iterations of boxers and stuff like that. So, like, it's really. I think it was like he was saying like an RPG type of boxing game. I think that's the story mode of it, but the gameplay of it is supposed to be like completely, boxing. Like it's, exactly what boxing is supposed to be. But I mean, of course, we're never gonna get exactly what we want within like probably a year. But I mean, like, the one thing that I will give Undisputed is it did give us, other developers, an understanding that a lot of people do want a boxing game.
Yeah.
So you do see people coming out of the woodworks who are saying, oh yeah, I'm working on a boxing game, and then more people who are working on boxing games. Now, are they going to be, exactly probably what we want? No, because if I'm right, I think that Undisputed is going to try to get as many boxers as they can. So they're going to basically try to buy out all the boxers they can so that there is no other space that has actual boxers. So realistically, when it comes to that, like we're gonna have to probably wait for a while when another big brand or a big company with a big dev team being able to get boxers, unless it's EA. But then it's probably not going to be completely boxing. It's going to be, arcadic with boxing elements. So, it's just one of those things where it's like, it's going to take some time, especially because undisputed, it took so freaking much. So it's like, not only did it take so much of our time, it took a lot of boxers. And do we even know if all the boxers that are in Undisputed 1 are going to be in Undisputed 2? Like, we don't know anything contractually. I'm sure that they had signed it for their contract to be basically they have multiple iterations, like they're in 1 and 2 probably.
Yeah.
So like if they're in the first edition, they'll be also in the second iteration of the game of Undisputed. And then, of course, they're going to a completely different engine, which I don't know why people don't believe that, but that is definitely the inevitable. They're literally looking for Unreal Engine hires.
Yeah.
Originally, the idea was that they were going to port it. That's what people understand is they were.
I can't hear you. Your mic messing up. Let me see. If you saying something, I can't hear you. Yeah, I can't hear you at all. Yeah, still can't hear you.
I'm back. My bad.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Yeah, but my thing is this what a lot of people ain't paying attention to. When we look over there in the Discord and we see 5 people that's still on that team, that's the coders. They're not Unity coders. So what's going on? Unless Aimbot went to school to be a Unity coder because he don't know how to unless he went to school to during his off time to learn Unreal Engine, because that's not what he knew. That's why the engine was Unity.
Yeah, which is historically a bad engine for a multiplayer game. So
yeah,
that's one of the problems. They took the cheap way out, and it ended up biting them. So, realistically, they really need to make sure that they're when it comes to their next game, it's got to check all cylinders, because this is really their last attempt of being able to make something that the community is going to be able to actually appreciate. And I'm not saying everybody's going to come back and everybody's going to believe them and everybody's going to trust that they're going to actually be a team of their word. But at the end of the day, this is really all we've got until, Claymore comes out with a new game, and we don't know when that's going to exactly come out. Overhand Interactive was going to be a thing. Nobody knows what happened to them. They've been completely ghost. And then, you have Tale of the Tape. That's another boxing game that's supposed to be coming out. We don't know when that's going to come out.
Yeah.
So, there's things to look forward to, but when it comes to actually having, legendary boxers or active boxers of today and stuff like that it's definitely not in the near future, unless you're looking at Undisputed, and that's really the closest thing to what we have. When it comes to a boxing game, that's really all we have to look forward to. When it comes to actually having active boxers and legendary boxers, because Undisputed, I can tell y'all now, is going to literally do whatever they can to have every name that they can. So I expect them to try to talk to Tank.
Yeah,
Huh?
but this is the thing from me because I used to get boxes and I know how everything was working because I actually gave Steel City boxers when I was helping round for round. Now the thing is, like, even with we had people sign with round for round, and they was like a lot of them boxers they got smart because I was like, yo, do not sign. I kept saying it because me, I know because I wanted competition. I said, do not make exclusive contracts. Don't let a company sign you to an exclusive so you could be in other games. That makes you have a bigger fan base by you have been in different games. So that guys like Tyson Fury, he didn't let EA keep him because they was trying to lock him in. EA didn't lock him in, so he was there. Andrew Ruiz, he didn't sign no exclusive contract. And I heard that the guy that I was helping with round for round, he still had boxes under contract when he don't have a game. And that's crazy. And I helped some of them guys get in the game, in that game. And I lost a lot of friendships off of that. And Shannon Briggs, I helped him get in round for round. That's my guy. We know that Joker for years. Years. But I don't know. I don't think a lot of boxers going to be locked in. But to me, if we got a great creation mode, who cares about boxers? Because the community is very talented if we got the right kind of creation mode. Yeah, the community is very talented. Yeah.
Do you think that Undisputed or the devs are going to actually have a community creation where it's going to be that extensive and expansive where people can, really, really create their replicas or iterations of boxers? Do you think Undisputed is going to go that deep into
No,
that aspect?
I don't even think they're going to focus too much on the offline anymore. I think online is going to be their focus. I think they're going to really push deeper with the esports thing because that's what that was supposed to be a part of the game. And when they like did that little thing that they did, they say, "All right, we got our feet wet," and I think it's going to be online and esports focused, and the offline is going to be a small part of what the game is going to be. And boy, oh boy, reality is going to kick them in the butt. Reality is going to kick them in the butt.
Have you heard?
Go ahead.
Speaking of, have you heard of anything from Sean Porter about this game? Like, has he? I don't really look at a lot of the content creation of this game anymore. Like sometimes I'll pop in and see what some people are talking about, but like most of the time I kind of I've dialed back big time when it comes to anything around this game. So
Oh,
have you heard anything like from Sean Porter or anything from the other boxers that were heavy, basically ambassadors for this game originally or were supposed to be?
nope, nope. And Sean Porter, he was starting to poke, and it seemed like somebody silenced him a little bit. Because I remember he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna find out this for y'all, and I'm gonna do this." Because a lot of people was asking him questions, and he's like, "Yeah, yeah." He didn't like certain things that was going on, and he was telling us that somebody was making Ash, helping Ash make his decision. He said, and I knew who it was. He's like, it's like Ash couldn't say nothing. Ash be wanting to talk, and this somebody be hovering around him, making sure he don't talk. Because Ash should tell you everything. Ash one of them people that he'd be so excited, he'll probably tell you his card number. That's how excited he'd be. I'd be like, yo, Ash, man, don't tell me everything, man. I'm not under NDA.
He's not like that no more. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah.
Did you watch that award show that Undisputed was hosting for all the boxers?
Man, yeah, man. Ash, he Hollywood. Super Hollywood.
Yeah.
I said, check Ash out. That Joker out. Yo. Joke was super humble and everything. We was talking, man. I was like, we was like two little kids. One of us grew up, you know, and left the other one behind.
He grew a beard. No,
Yeah,
he's prime time. He's prime time.
look like he
I was
put
like,
some
I don't
big
even recognize this man no more. He don't even look the same.
You saw the car. It was once he showed his car off, and one of them videos. I like check Ash out.
Yeah, he's prime time now. He got that big money for sure.
They buying studios and stuff. I said, what's the use of keep buying all these studios? That should be money that's invested in your actual developers.
Right.
And right now is the best time to get developers because everybody is firing somebody. There are major developers out there. Major.
But what they're trying to do right now is, I think, they're trying to get everybody together basically, and they're trying to do all these award shows and stuff like that. And they're trying to basically be like a big brand. Like they're trying to, we're the big thing of exactly. It's all a marketing scheme so that they can get and add more boxers. Because I would have never really thought of them doing something like that, actually hosting a whole event show, award show. But like it's like I think they're gonna become the basically what EA is for UFC. That's what it's looking like.
That's 100% what they becoming EA. They turning into EA because all they doing to me they're a marketing team. That's all they doing, marketing. They giving out shirts and stuff like that. They having events. They hosted that event.
Yeah,
so that means you put all that money into an event like that. Yo.
That's why whenever people say that they haven't made a lot of money or the money's gonna water down, I'm like, they've made a whole lot more money than people actually really think. Like, the amount of stuff that they've not only put themselves in, but also the amount that they got from all the sales, and then on top of that, they're doing all these events and stuff like that. So they're gaining more traction. They're gaining more, business people so that they can, widen their branch deep in the market for themselves. Basically, they're trying to be the only ones. They don't want anybody in their space, like what NBA 2K did basically with EA Sports, NBA Live. That's basically what Undisputed right now is doing. They're like, we don't want anybody in our area. We've got the boxing on lock. We don't want anybody to even attempt to make a boxing game because we're gonna get all the boxers. All the boxers are gonna come over here because they're gonna be at our award shows. They're gonna be at our events. We know all the people. We know. So I think what they're trying to do is what NBA 2K did. Essentially, is basically where they have every single team and stuff like that. All the teams are under one management, and that management is basically what NBA 2K signed. So every basketball player that comes into the NBA is automatically going to be an NBA 2K, and that's what Undisputed is kind of trying to do. They're probably not going to be that because boxing. It has different representatives and stuff like that,
and so that could be super expensive.
Exactly. So, and I don't think that they made that much money, but they're trying to make it where like
the Turkey part. See, that's where they messed up at, and that's what I was mad at Ash about. Turkey wanted to be like an investor in the game. He made Turkey be promoter. He helped promote the game. That's the part he gave Turkey, but he got them 3 people from England that's investors. 3 businessmen from England, they're the investors. It's actually 4 because one of them is a boxer. Is Ryan Rose. He's one of the investors. But and what's he wanted to Turkey literally wanted to be the main guy, but they sidelined him. Man, if they would have had Turkey, man, it would have been on and popping, man. We complaining about, I can't see it being there.
You think Turkey's gonna make a boxing game ultimately, like a real
I think
boxing
he's
game?
making a boxing game, but I don't know if it's going to be a real boxing game. I think it's going to be an arcade boxing game.
Yeah, that would be disappointing.
Yeah, very. Even though Turkey like real boxing, but he hooked up with that guy that make them Street Fighter games.
Yeah,
I can't see them just switching over to, hey, all right, we're gonna make a realistic boxing game. But if he make it similar to what Victorious Boxing is, I'll take it. I'll take it. If it's more realistic, what'd you say?
The problem with Undisputed is they like and we said this like probably like a few months ago now, because AJ Pax was on the stream too. The boxing in this game isn't looked at as a sport. It's looked at as more of just a fighting. So you don't have much styles to represent a actual boxer. Like, you have basic management of styles. Like, it's not really what represents a boxer to their niches, their cliches, their styles, what they are as a boxer. Like 2K, whenever you see 2K, like, you can do all the things of like stamina, fatigue, strength, endurance, like all this stuff, all the intricacies of what basketball is. So you're getting a surreal experience when it comes to an offline experience of NBA, what NBA is. Man, but when you look at
why you bring up 2K, man? You now you triggering me.
No,
man,
I'm just.
You know what Ash kept saying, that he said this gonna be the NBA 2K of boxing.
Well, that's just the truth, because when you look at 2K, it literally highlights, it makes it like you can literally create your whole freaking experience. Like in NBA 2K, you can set up trades, you can set up endorsements, you can set up different type of arenas, different types of like there's so many intricacies of the sport that you can replicate in your offline modes. But in Undisputed, you don't have nearly the amount of options, you don't have nearly the amount of intricacies of what boxing is, because boxing in Undisputed isn't looked at as a sport, it's looked at as a fight. Like, it's just a fighting style. Exactly. So that's the reason why boxing is so watered down when it comes to Undisputed, because although it's considered a boxing game, it doesn't represent what highlights boxing as a sport.
Yeah, the styles and everything is not represented accurately. And my thing is, Ash was, everything you just said, Ash was saying it. Everything you were saying, and that's what was getting me excited. I was like, yeah, we're gonna have the best game ever. He said, Poe, he said, you got a wish list and I got a wish list. A lot of things that you want, I want. And I say, I'm like, oh man, I didn't know what to say. I was like, oh man, I was excited. And then I started seeing things falling apart. I said, come on, man. You did an EA on me. And people keep saying it's their first game and stuff. And my thing is, if you get Guy Fieri, you know who Guy Fieri is, right? From if you get him and put him in a store, you know his business gonna boom because he has the experience. If you have experience, you're gonna be successful. Ash has had experienced developers. He started bringing on, even in the beginning, because I send them 2 guys. That's why the graphics look better than what they look. I send them 2 guys. Yeah, what's called start helping them, but I send them other guys too. The guys, because I was like, yo, you don't work there no more? He said, no, I don't work there no more. He said 1024 helped them. but you could tell right then and there that the experience, once they start doing the inexperienced things, that's what made the games fall apart. People want to have their say, so everybody can say something. That's why I keep saying, they say everybody should be able to say something. No, everybody, because everybody don't look at boxing the same way, and that's the problem. Because people, they say, hey, I got my chance to make boxing the way it's supposed to, that I think it should be, and that's not how it should. If you want to do it offline and you have options to do it, okay. Because that reminds me of what 2K is. People literally have settings that they share amongst them friends and stuff. And that's the things that excite me about 2K. I know a lot when it triggers people and they start thinking about microtransactions. I can't help that. But 2K does a lot of things right. And they do a couple of things wrong.
They do a lot of things right when it comes to the offline side of things.
Yeah.
The online that's a catastrophe. That's arcade all day. That's why I don't touch online when it comes to 2K. I can't. And even Madden, but Madden, you can play more simulated style on Madden. But 2K, it's bad online. Offline though is where I think that a lot of what Undisputed had originally said that they were going to do, that they could benefit learning from some of those people who used to either work in that kind of field or used to work with 2K in general. But when it comes to the Undisputed as a whole, I don't trust them. I don't trust Ash. I don't trust the hires because I don't mean to talk bad about these people. I know that they're people. I know that they have lives. I know that they have things that interest them outside of boxing. But at the same time, if you're gonna work a job, you need to be able to devote that time that you do have into that job, and try to make the game to the best of your ability. And I feel like this game has missed out on so much when it comes to being what it said it was going to be originally. People like Juice and they hate when people say stuff like that because they're like, oh, why do you have this kind of opinion and stuff like that? And I don't have any problems with Juice. I don't have any problems with really anybody in this space unless you're one of those people who says, oh, quit whining, quit being a baby, that type of stuff. It's just the fact of it's not a skill issue when it comes to this game. It's not about you hate your life and you just want everybody to suffer because you don't like the game. The game is just truly bad. And you can't have any kind of enjoyment with this game, which is why you don't see anybody playing it. You don't see the community managers playing the game. You don't see content creators really playing the game. You watched just recently started playing the game again. But I guarantee you it's not going to be too long until he gets back off the game. But at the end of the day, a lot of the people that got you into playing this game originally, and I'm not talking to you, Paul, I'm talking about people who are in the chat or watching the video. A lot of the people that got you into playing this game or knew who basically gave you an indication that this game even existed a few years ago, they don't play this game at all anymore.
Yeah.
So it's you got.
I wanted to boxing fanatical leave because he saw things was going left.
I don't even think it was that. I think it was just he saw a better opportunity when it came to what was that? What is that boxing game? What's it called?
Fights. I don't know. I don't pay attention to it. But my thing is that don't look like a better situation to me.
I mean, it could have been better for him financially.
Okay, yeah, I see that. All right.
Because
it seems like ads give away money. You see how many vacations these guys take? These guys, it seems like they only work a month a year.
I wish I had their job. Listen, I have no
Me too.
experience in the fields that they're in,
I'm
and I
hating.
wish I had their jobs.
I'm hating. I'm hating. I'm hating hard.
Me
It's
too,
like they be
because I
having
feel like
months off.
the amount that they get paid, they don't do enough for,
Nope,
and that's
nope.
just And I'm not talking about everybody. They're like, not every single person is
And
at fault when it comes to.
bump them. I don't care. What, they gonna beat me up?
No. But I'm saying,
I
like,
know what
there are certain people who are they're not at blame.
Yeah,
Like, I've called people out individually, like even
Yeah.
staff, and I don't have problems with staff either. But like, when I say that, marketing wise, the game has basically been, underwater. That's just the reality. Like, there's
Yeah.
a lot of things that you could have done better on a marketing scale, especially when it came to how you put out certain boxers and stuff like
Yup.
that. Like, I don't understand why certain boxers were put in the same way that they were, and it's just like, and then the way that you also communicate with your community. Like,
Yeah.
yes, there's people who could have done that job a whole lot better than you could.
Yeah.
And people are going to say, "Oh, well, she's not the community manager; she's the financier." Okay, well, I don't care. She came in sometimes as the community manager, sometimes she was the financier. It just depended on who was hating on her at the top. But at the end of the day, like, we have got to. It's okay to say certain people are at fault because they weren't doing their job good enough. Like, I don't have a problem with Steve's. I don't really care if Steve's was here or not here. But at the end of the day, the way that he was going about it was better than really what we have in the state of the game right now. The way that he was managing things, the way he was actually reading and checking. Because listen, there's specifically a community manager who was hired, and I don't know why he was hired for. I'm not talking about Shep. I'm specifically talking about XO. And y'all can ban me from the Discord. Y'all,
that dude could never be in the Discord. Like, every once in a blue moon, I see him.
No, he's in there avidly. It's just he has his stuff on silent, so nobody can contact him. But even I've said I don't know why he got hired, because he basically got hired to basically do a vacation, because he's not doing anything. He's not, like, he said a whole lot of nothing. He said, "Oh yeah, I was going to be able to. I'll tell you the information whenever I get it." So basically, what he's saying is this: I have no information. I can't give information. So really, I don't even know why I have this job, but I have the job. So I'm just going to be here and there whenever I please at this point, because he's not doing anything, and that's not a mark on Shep. Like, I like Shep. I think Shep's cool. I've got no issues with Shep, but specifically XO, I don't know what you're doing. You have been the worst community manager I've seen out of all the community managers, and we've had some bad ones. Personally, we have had some horrible ones. Even what was his name, Cyrus or whatever? What was it?
I
know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that Joker banned me. I forget his name, but he banned me.
Well, there was one guy who literally did nothing, and he still did a better job than XO does. So that tells you basically the state of not only the game, the community, and the dev team, but just the whole state of the community as a whole. Because to me, this is the reason why I don't trust anything that they do in the future. You hired somebody who you already knew was coming at the end of the game's life cycle at this point. Not only that, but he doesn't really know anything about boxing. He stated that in the chat. He doesn't really know anything about boxing. He doesn't really, like, he's not invested into boxing like that. So you're basically just take this money. You can talk sometimes. You don't really got to do much. Just basically be a moderator at this point. Basically do what Donnie's doing, and Donnie's cool too. But at the end of the day, like, I don't trust any of their future hires, because it seems like they don't really try to look at the credentials or the quality of the person that they're trying to get to fill a position. So it's like, if they're not doing that good of a job now, what makes me be able to trust anything in what they're trying to produce later?
Facts. Exactly. And my thing was, like, even with like when you was talking about Saf, I'm better at marketing than she is because I was telling Ash early. I said, Ash, I said, you should be giving me shirts and stuff. Let me go to all these amateur boxing matches. That's where your fan base is at. And if you look at the amateur boxing circuit, there are thousands, hundreds of thousands of boxers. And you give shirts to people in these cities to pass out and games or flyers to pass out to these people. You will build your fan base up. But in a way, I'm glad I didn't do that because now people would be mad at me because of what the game is. But
for sure.
They horrible with what they're doing. Their marketing stuff, they marketing is garbage.
Yeah, because you got shout out CB, but he's drinking pina coladas on Twitter, just basically, hey, we're doing this. Hey, we're doing this. That's all I got for today. You say something positive about the game, hey, we can chat. But if you ask me about a quality question about quality control of the game, an update, or is anything progressive happening with the game, are we going to do anything else with the game? I've got nothing to say to you. But hey, tell me that the game is great, and we can have a convo all day in the comments.
Yeah. And that
so, I mean,
he was trying to come at me sideways. He's like, Poe, do you play the game? I say, I have the game, though. Why should I play a game that's broken? He said, but Poe, how you complain about something? I said, the game is broken. I watch videos every day. I watch to see that anything change. I be like, maybe if I look at it and then somebody's like, hey, they fixed the game. Yeah, I'll play the game again. But it's not. So why am I going to act like the game is better?
Exactly. And really, the people who defended the game originally were all here basically saying the same thing. Yep. The game is not what it was supposed to be. And that's why so many people are haters on the game and haters on the devs. Like, you've got people who come in the chat sometimes and they'll say, well, if I was one of these devs and I saw the way y'all talk to me, I just want to fight you. Of course I wouldn't want to talk to you. Like, that's fine and all. Like, y'all can have that opinion, but like, that's like me basically saying, I'm going to McDonald's and you're getting my order wrong each and every single freaking time. I'm asking you for a burger with no cheese on it. You don't even have to put ketchup on it. You don't have to put anything on it. Just two pieces of bread and a burger. And every single time you put cheese on it. Obviously, I'm going to get mad. And that's the same state of the community when it comes to the Discord or even outside the Discord, because now you see the same comments that you saw in the Discord pouring out into other social media outlets because they're not being heard in the Discord. So, maybe you'll hear me where you're active, which is Twitter, which is Instagram, which is Facebook even sometimes. So you have so many people who are new and they're like, I can't believe y'all sold this game in this state. Yeah. Are there any more updates? Why? Like, for the people who keep hating on the same people that criticize the game on an everyday basis, think of it like this. You have people who have never even known about this game until basically a month ago because it was free on PlayStation Plus, saying the same thing that the people that you're hating on the game, basically saying the same thing. Like, that shows you how poor of a product it is that they delivered. Because it's not just people who have been playing the game for years that are hating on the game. It's now people who are now seeing why we hate the game. Like, it's just that bad that now we all have a choir. Because it's like, devs don't hear us, so now the choir goes to Twitter. Now the choir goes to Instagram. Because you didn't hear us loud enough when we told you this is a bad product, but hey, here's how you fix it. You gave us a bullcrap, what do you call that, suggestion feed for no reason, because that didn't get read. There's a lot of stuff on there that was good detailed advice on how to deliver and how to fix the game. There were people who were talking about netcode issues and how to fix it, all this other stuff. And they also talked about better iterations of ways to fix the punches because the punches, they're bad. So it's like you have all these people giving you detailed suggestions, detailed feedback, detailed ideas on how to better improve your product, even if you can't deliver on the online side of things, and you still can't deliver for them on that end, which shows you don't care about your community because you don't hear them loud enough. So now, of course, they're going to be constantly griping, complaining because they paid for a product that you did not deliver on, but you promised that you would, and you never did. So it's just the same thing, and I don't trust them to do the same thing for Undisputed 2. Like I think Undisputed 2, I think that it's already written because you've got all this bad media press when it comes to them and their community and stuff like that, and they don't know how to address their community because they're scared.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Like,
Grown men.
Like
grown men scared to address the people that can't really touch them.
Yeah, and this is the same community Ash wanted. This is the same community. He wanted us to be loud. He wanted us to, hey, if the game is bad, I can handle it. No, you can't.
Yeah, he said. He said
you can't talk to your community.
He said, I can handle it. He said, if y'all got something y'all want to say, just say it. He said, I can handle it.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, right. Yeah. Right.
And that's why I'm glad I couldn't. That's why I'm glad I'm not a content creator. Because and I respect every single content creator that was there. Like I fuck with all of them. Some of them are friends, some of them are just acquaintances, but I think they're all cool and good people, and some have a decent understanding of boxing. Some have a wherewithal of knowledge of boxing because some of them actually boxed. But if I was there, there would be a lot more questions asked. But I get at the same time, they already put them kind of in a stranglehold because they had to sign NDAs even before that whole interview. So it's just like, you're still basically limited on the questions that you can ask because you can't ask future questions about Undisputed 2, Unreal Engine, the hiring process. Like there's certain questions that they already mitigated so that they didn't have to go through that situation where it was like, oh, well, I can't answer that question on camera and stuff like that. So it's just, if you're gonna put out a product and you want your community to appreciate you, you need to deliver. And nobody's expecting perfection. Nobody here has expected you to be perfect, especially on your first game. But at the same time, you investing a product and trying to deliver and give to a community and expect them to pay for that product, and you're gonna be met with criticism.
AAA prices we paid.
AAA prices at that, yeah. Like you're gonna be met with skepticism. You're gonna be met with criticism, and that's not unfair. It's very fair because a lot of people, as many people as I've seen, say, "Oh, I'm gonna sue this company because they sold me this branch." Like it's just, you gotta be. If you're gonna have a product of art and you think that it's good, hey, guess what? Answer all the questions for everybody who has a question at this point, because there's a whole Discord of people who keep saying the same thing every single day. This product is horrible. This product is ass. This product is trash. Devs have to be more responsible because the way that they're handling it is the complete opposite of the way that it should be. And I feel bad for the community because I've completely refrained from really saying anything about the devs at this point because they're basically a lost dog with a lost cause, and I can't defend them. I can't defend their hires. Like we don't really know how many of the hires that they have, but my speculation is basically that they're going to hire as many people as they can to fill the positions, and then either sometime at the end of this year or sometime next year, they're going to finally come out and admit, okay, well, we're going to be working on Undisputed 2 Unreal Engine. And that's why we've been so quiet, because we've been trying to hire all these people, etc. And then they're going to leave us with that. So my speculation is that's going to either be at the tail end of this year or sometime in the middle of next year. So they're probably going to allow UFC 6 to come out, and they're not going to say anything. They're going to be quiet some more, allow some time to go by, and then eventually they're going to finally say, "Oh, okay, yeah, well, we're moving on to Undisputed 2," which is the obvious, but for some reason, a lot of people don't believe Undisputed 2 is happening, and I'm here to tell you Undisputed 2 is not only happening, it's the inevitable.
Yeah.
Just in case y'all did not know.
Facts. Yeah. Yeah, man. I appreciate you coming through. About to end the show. Get some nourishment in my body.
Sure,
Appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, man. I've been trying to get you on here for a while. I know you was busy. You got family life to go through. You know. I'm Dolo. You can pop on here anytime you want, because it's like Leafy abandoned me. AJ abandoned me.
Yeah, I'll try to hop in more often.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm trying to get different people to come up on here. I'm like, yo, just pop in, say hi. Hey, Poe, you know, I agree with you. Then pop off. You ain't just let the show seem like we got some type of thing going on.
Right.
And like I be telling people, developers listen to this show. They listen. They just can't really say anything, because if they say something, people gonna automatically think that they're making something.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna say nothing. They'll listen. They're listening to see what we're talking about. You know, what ideas we throwing out there, and seeing if it's worth their time. You know. That's why I be telling y'all, hey, come on here. And shout out to Love C Shorty. He popped up on here. And he said, y'all need to play his game.
You a damn lie.
Yeah.
So that is garbage.
Oh,
Undisputed is
dead.
Undisputed is dead.
Yeah. Undisputed is definitely dead. It's just that people just don't want to. It's like that dead body in the house that keeps stinking. You just letting it stay there and rot. They just keeping it around. Yeah, but yeah. Appreciate you, and shout out to everybody that came through. We got Box Out View popped in. I appreciate you. I'm Precisely. You popped through. I appreciate you. Who else was Lamar Davis ain't come through today? Shout out to Shaolin Phrase. JMMA was in here. Kazima 93 was in here. Shout out to you. Mike Adams came through today. Who else came through? Shout out to everybody. Oh yeah, Boxing Lounge was in here. Shout out to you. And E-Boxing Champion, shout out to you. You ain't come through today, but shout out to you. And shout out to Don D205. And shout out to you, Aaron. I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you, OG.
Until tomorrow, hopefully, because my wife want me to do something for it, but hopefully tomorrow I'll be here at 6 p.m. Salute. Until the next show.